Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here. My name's Landy, and today I'm going to be setting up my faith planner for the month of August. So come join me and see how I integrate Bible reading with my daily routine. Now I'm going to fussy cut what I think I'm going to need for this layout. Sometimes I cut them all out, but there's so many this time. I'm just going to cut out what I think I need. As I cut out the objects from the kit, I'm thinking about how I can apply what's in the kit to what I'm reading in the Bible. I use this time to meditate on, on God and what I've read in the past week or two and think about how I can integrate that into what I'm doing now. I decided not to follow what verses are in the kit and to use it on my own. So what I do in the morning after I turn off my alarm, I push play on the Youversion app and I listen to the daily devotion and Bible reading. This year, I'm going through the Bible in a year using the chronological version. It's a lot more exciting. It's like a story. It's all in order. And so I think about what I heard in the morning, and if anything stands out to me, I write it down. And that's what I do the journaling on later in my Bible, the one that stood out to me. And sometimes I write down why it stood out to me. So I don't always journal everything that I'm reading or hearing. So that's the great thing about Bibles now. You don't have to read them. You can listen to them. My eyes are getting worse and worse, and so I really appreciate being able to listen to it. And if Youversion doesn't have your version in voice, you can always turn on the screen reader and listen to it through the screen reader in the accessibility part of the preferences. Now I'm trying to figure out where I want all the elements to be on the page. Taking note not to cover the squares too much because there's a lot that I want to write down this month in the squares. This washi tape is from Daiso. It's one of my favorite stores. Almost everything is $1.50 there. It's great. Now I'm gluing everything down with Tombow permanent tape. So I realized I forgot to get out a stamp block before I sat down, and I didn't want to go digging around my things. So I'm going to use part of that stationery set as my stamp block. Now for the stamping. Today I'm using a stamp set that's in the same line as the planner. I didn't think this through until it was too late, but I'm going to be stamping every single number. So this took me a long time, and you can see I'm not very good at it in the beginning. Those stamps are pretty little, but I do my best and it all works out. So yeah, yeah. I'm using a ad hoc stamp block, and I'm making do with the mistakes that I'm making with these stamps. So I lost quite a bit of footage. My camera turned off and I didn't know it. So I'm all done. I'm all done with all the stamping. This time I'm cleaning everything off with a baby wipe, especially since I'm going to be using another color later. I'm at the Dollar Tree recently. They're cute, but they're really hard to work with. So in the end, I give up. I only put a few next to the boxes, the little boxes. More stamping, this time with the pink. Both of those stamp pads are from old kits from Illustrated Faith. I'm trying really hard to use all of my old stash. I'm almost done with that black ink. It's almost ready to go. Now I'm using some roller stamps with different phrases on them, different encouraging phrases. That's the Carpe Diem one. I'm going to be using roller stamps from Create 365 and Carpe Diem, and that big pink one is an old Maggie Holmes roller stamp. I have so many roller stamps that I get confused, and so I made this little, it's kind of like a swatch kit for roller stamps, and so I'm flipping through and deciding which ones I want to go get from my stash. To make it easier to figure out which one is which, I put the color of the handle at the top of every tag. It looks like I got a HSN Amy Tangerine roller stamp too. Like I said, just too many. I love stamps. I think what I like about stamps is that they're predictable and you can get the same thing again and again. And to me, it's not boring. You can always do interesting things with stamps. Kind of like life, right? We want it to be predictable but interesting at the same time. Now I'm looking at the Bible plans for the month of August. I'm going to write down the Bible verse for each day in August in each box on the calendar. I don't particularly like my handwriting, but that's okay. This plan is just for me. And over time, I get better and better. We always get better when we practice, right? This does take a long time, so if you are planning to do this, give yourself a big window. I ran out of room because of those double days at the end of the month, so I wrote those Bible verses in the bottom margins of the pages. It looks kind of overwhelming to see all that writing on those pages. But don't worry, it won't be so bad. Try listening to it, push play on Youversion, and see how it works out for you. I've found that it's really good. It gets in my mind while I'm still trying to wake up, and then I have time to think about it before I have to get up. I like that a lot. I'm putting everything away because I think I'm done, but I'm not really done. And see, there you can see how I left the boxes open for the verses that I want to Bible journal during the week. I'm going to start outlining everything with that Illustrated Faith pigment pen. To outline everything is just calming. It's kind of like those adult coloring books. Same idea. That's kind of my style now. I like to outline everything. And it helps relax me. Whew, that took forever. But it looks nice. So leave a comment down below and let me know how you plan to do your Bible reading this month. Are you going to do anything different? Wow, just looking at it looks like a lot of work, but it really wasn't. Writing down is calming and soothing, and I know what I'm going to do this month. I'm not going to be confused because I have it written down. Everything's ready for me to succeed. Let me know down in the comments what you're going to do differently this month in your Bible reading routine. And I'll see you next time. Bye. And if you want to see more videos on faith planning, you can click right there. Here. I'm glad you made it this far. You made it to the end. Yay! If you want to see any more videos on faith planning, you can click here.